Hey, what's going on, Facebook family, my YouTube family, everybody? I hope everyone is having a great day. First and foremost, I'd like to start this video out saying thank you to all our military veterans and active duty for the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms that we have in this country, man. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate you guys and thank you for your service. But I want to come on here with a message today. I know I've been off of Facebook Live here for the last few days. I've been back actually at the office training some new employees, getting them ready to come into the company and start selling and doing what they got to do. So that takes up a lot of my time, but I'm on my lunch right now and want to just chop it up with you guys just for a little bit. And you see my title. My title says, be thankful for the tough times that you are going through right now. Be thankful for those times, because something major is about to happen in your life. Something major about to happen. And a lot of times, when we go through tough times, man, we get so down on ourselves and we were ready to throw in the towel when we start having them tough times in life. But I'm telling you guys, hang on, because something major is going to happen for you. And the reason why I was thinking about that, because I was actually sitting around, just kind of thinking about years ago. And a lot of you guys don't know that I was actually locked up. I was locked up in jail, like 7 years ago. And I spent a year in jail. Yeah, a year. So I know it's kind of hard to believe because I don't seem like a criminal or, somebody that'll go to jail. But yeah, that was me. Just made some very, very tough decisions that landed me there. And I just remember during that time, man, it was a tough time. It was one of the toughest times in my life because I didn't get a chance to see my children for a year. I had to really kind of go through it. But during that time, I got a chance to learn a lot about myself, going through tough situations, different things that are happening. And one of the things that I learned, man, during that time is that tough times make you stronger. Hey, Shannon, what's going on? Tough times make you stronger, guys. And I'm telling you, man, during that time, it was days I wanted to give up, but I had to think about the bigger picture in it. And I just remember this one time while I was being locked up, my wife, at the time, well, when I was locked up, we were kind of like in a relationship back and forth, all of these things. And at that time, I really didn't truly appreciate her during those times. And I almost kind of messed up the whole situation, right? I almost messed up the whole situation during this time, but she stuck by my side. She stuck by my side the whole time. She wouldn't let me go through it by myself. Just truly loved me at the darkest moments in my life. She made every single visit, making sure I wasn't alone. And it was crazy, but during that time, I just remember still feeling frustrated, feeling angry at the world. And I had this one friend that sent me a letter, and this is something that really hit home for me, right? And I got this letter, and everybody outside, they're like, free Derek, oh my God, can't believe he locked up, this is crazy. They were making t-shirts, all this stuff. And one of my buddies sent me a letter, and I was reading this letter, and it was one part in the letter that hit home for me. Now, when I first read it, it pissed me off. But as I served my time, I started to remember, I was like, man, that's crazy. And he said to me, everybody out here is, we all miss you. It's crazy that you locked up. He said, but God loved you enough to put you here. He said, I want y'all to hear that. Now I'm locked up. He said, God loved you enough to put you in jail. And when I read that part of the letter, I got pissed off. I almost wanted to rip the letter up. But sometimes when somebody give you a message, sometimes you got to pay attention. You got to read between the lines when you get a message. And it wasn't the fact that he was saying oh, I deserve to be there. But at times, we make a lot of tough decisions in life that if we continue making those decisions and God didn't come in and disrupt those moments, just imagine where your life could go. So if God didn't come in and stop me when I was making these decisions that landed me in jail and doing those things, what would I have learned during that time? I wouldn't have learned nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have learned anything at all. And I just remember a couple weeks after reading that, it really gave me the motivation to be like, you know what? He right. Because where would my life be at today? You know, would I have all the things that I have right now if I didn't go to jail? Like, would I still be with my wife, my now wife? You know what I'm saying? Would I have my children? Like, I start thinking about a lot of these things. And I just remember when I came home from being locked up, like, that's when my life changed. That's when my life changed. I came home. I had to do a year and 3 months of parole. So I had to, like, work low-end jobs. Just trying to get back on my feet. Just all different things, man. It was tough financially for us, but my wife hung in there with me. She was right by my side. She seen me some days feeling frustrated, but I kept pushing. I got out, and I knew that me coming home from jail, that no job would ever want me. So I started taking low-end jobs like flipping pizzas, you know what I'm saying? Working in a movie store, you know, making like minimum wage just so I could feel like I was contributing to things and getting back on my feet. And then, you know, after a year and 3 months, I did my parole, I knocked it out, and now I'm a free man. I'm a free man. And I just remember when I got my freedom, it was just kind of weird because I kind of got accustomed to that lifestyle I was living. I was like, man, I need to do something different. But now I'm looking at my life and I'm like, man, who gonna want somebody? I've been to jail. When they see my resume and they pull up my report, they're gonna see this. And I just started doubting myself. You know what I'm saying? I started doubting myself. I didn't even know. So at this time, guys, and I'm telling you this because I'm telling you how tough times make you stronger, right? And a lot of times we anticipate and we create scenarios in our mind that tell us that we can't do something or we're not worthy because of things that we went through in life and choices that we've made and all of these different things. And I just remember during this time, you know, we were in New York and my wife comes to me and she says, I don't want to live here anymore. I don't want to live here anymore. I'm ready to go. It's time for me to get going. And I was like, okay. Now, mind you, I've grown up in New York. That's the only place I knew. So it was a scary thing for me and my wife, like talking about leaving. Like, I'm leaving all of my surroundings. I'm leaving all the people that I grew up with to go somewhere where I don't know anyone. I don't know what the jobs market's going to be like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know anything. And guys, for the first time in my life, I took a leap of faith. I took a leap of faith, not knowing anything. Me and my wife decided, she made one phone call to her uncle, may he rest in peace, and say, we want to get out of New York, we want to come to Texas. And I just remember him with I could hear the big smile on his face. He said, absolutely. He said, pack up a truck, you got a place to stay, come on down. And I just remember it, like my wife coming and said, well, what we gonna do? I said, let's make it happen. Guys, within 3 to 4 days, we started packing our stuff. We started selling things that we couldn't take with us because we have no room. And we packed up a U-Haul, packed up our car, and we decided to take our journey to Texas. Now, mind you, remember, in my mind, I'm thinking ain't nobody gonna hire me. I'm worried about how I'm gonna support my family, all of these different things, right? And I kid you not, guys, this is how God works. I had put in resumes in Texas before I left New York, not knowing what was going to happen. Guys, I kid you not, I had out about 12 resumes that I had put out. 8 companies had called me to set up an interview with me before I even crossed the state line. 8. And these were good paying jobs. When I tell you guys that I cried like a baby. Because it was like I was given a second chance, man. After everything that I had been through, after everything that I've endured, being locked up, coming home, you know, dealing with that and all of that stuff, man, I cried tears of joy because for the first time in my life, I'm like, I didn't feel worthless. I didn't feel like nobody wanted me and all of this stuff. So when I got down here, I went to all of my interviews. So when I got to Texas, I went to all of my interviews. Out of 8 interviews, guys, I got hired at 6 places and got a chance to actually choose where I wanted to work. I got a chance to choose where I want. I never had that luxury ever in my life. And because of that, guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything has literally changed. I moved down to Texas. I got things rolling within about 3 to 4 months. Got my family an apartment. You know, we were moving out on our own, just starting over, starting fresh. But then I got down here in the years, man, meeting some amazing people. Then I started my business, and just like things just started to transpire. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm so thankful. Like I look back at those times, and I want to thank Shannon that's on here right now, because she has shared such a powerful testimony last night. Just a message that she shared that really touched me, because like it just shows that like when you go through things, that doesn't define who you are. You know, we gonna make mistakes, you're gonna make bad choices in life, you're gonna do things that you don't like, you're gonna be surrounded by people that drag you down, you're gonna go through so much in life. But you know what? It's just God preparing you for your ultimate blessing. Because the one thing I learned is that if you never go through tough times in life, how would you ever appreciate God's ultimate blessing? How would you appreciate it? And the one thing that I always say is that in every negative situation, guys, there's a positive outcome. In every negative situation, there's a positive outcome. And that means that you've never been through anything in your life that you never achieved something greater. I don't care what it was. You could have been in the worst relationship ever. I mean, verbally abusive, physically abusive. I mean, just going through it. And you were just trying to hang on because you just hoped that the person that you thought you loved and the person that you thought loved you was going to always hold you down, and you were going to get past that, and come to find out it just wasn't going to change. And when you found the courage to say, I deserve better, and you just left that alone and you started to focus on yourself and you started to grow, God brought somebody in your life that you may be with right now that made you look back at that situation and say, I'm so thankful that I went through that, because I appreciate the person that God sent me now. You could have been working at a horrible job that you wake up and you go to every day, and you can't stand the boss and the coworkers, but you just going there to get your paycheck. You've been wanting to quit for the last like 6 months, but you still hang tight, and all of a sudden an opportunity falls in your lap. You're nervous to make the decision because you become used to being miserable at your job, and you decide to bring up the courage to go to that new opportunity and find out that it was the best decision that you could ever made. And what do? You look back and say, I'm glad that I went through that, because it helped me to see what this opportunity has to offer. So that all of those are negative situations that led you to some positive things in your life. So if you're going through it right now, especially with this pandemic, maybe you lost a job, maybe you have so many things happening in your life that you're just ready to just throw in the towel and give up, I'm here to encourage you guys to hang on. Hang on and keep fighting, because something major is about to happen in your life. Something major is about to happen in your life. And right now, you may not see it. You may not believe anything that I'm telling you in this video right now, because it's hard for people to believe these type of messages when you actually going through it. When you actually going through it, this stuff right here, like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. I'm unlucky. I can't do any of these things. Like, this is all the stuff that people start thinking when they're going through things. And then all of a sudden, boom, something happens. You start to see a shift in your life. And I'm just telling you guys, hang on. Hang on, guys. Keep fighting. Don't quit. Because, man, when you get in there, guys, and you finally get that thing or achieve that goal or whatever, man, it's going to be worth everything that you went through to get to that point. Everything. It's going to be worth everything. And you're going to be thankful. So I just wanted to come on here and just kind of give y'all that message today, because I was just sitting here on my lunch, and I know I hadn't been able to go live for the last couple of days of being at the office training, but I just wanted to come give some words of encouragement to you guys and let you know that you're not alone, man. You're not alone out here. We all go through things, and just know that there are people that are rooting you on, that are just ready to rock with you. You need somebody to talk to, just like Shannon said in her video. I'm right here, man. Reach out. You need them words of encouragement, that motivation, somebody to pray for you. I'm right here. Anything that I can do to help. I mean, if anybody know me, man, I'm always willing to lend a helping hand or help build people up. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. That's just who I am as a person. And I can never change that, because that's my heart. That's my passion. But I just wanted you guys to know, man, in every negative situation, there's always a positive outcome. So if you're going through something in your life right now that's tough, you're right where you need to be, because God just preparing you for your ultimate blessing. All right? So that being said, I just want to say, guys, God bless. I love you guys. To all my veterans out there and my active duty brothers and sisters, thank you so much for your service. Happy Veterans Day. And once again, I hope this message really hit home for you guys. And like I say, if you guys need anything, hit me up. I know I'll be busy, but shoot me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I get some free time. But let's keep fighting a good fight, guys. It's not over for you yet. Don't give up. All right? I'm going to holler at you soon.